We're ready to bring it on with your email questions. And Pat, this first one is from Ray, who says, if a couple divorces, are they guilty of adultery if they choose to marry someone else?
Now, Ray, I can give you my opinion, or I can tell you what Jesus said. And I think you would prefer what Jesus said to what I might tell you. But here's the deal. He said, look, in the beginning it wasn't so. He said, for this cause shall a man leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And what God has joined together, let not man put asunder. Now, he said, if anybody divorces his wife, or a wife divorces her husband, for any cause except fornication or, adultery or whatever, and goes and marries somebody else, they are guilty of adultery. That's what the Lord said. Now, the church, I suppose, could change that, but they haven't. And that's the rule. Now, if there's adultery or the Pauline privilege, which is desertion, or if there's such extreme cruelty that it's tantamount to desertion, there are a few little things along the way. But just, I don't like her, she's not as pretty as I thought she ought to be, and I want another one, I want a cute young girl instead of the old lady I'm married to. It doesn't cut it. So that's the rule, okay?
This is Sarah Pat, who says, I work with a lady who smokes like a chimney. She earns as much as I do, but never has any money. My friend and I share our lunch with this coworker. I help her out with money for her drinks at work. She's always saying she's broke. Is it wrong to give money to people who spend their extra money on cigarettes instead of food for their lunch?
You're an enabler, and I think what you ought to do is sit down with that woman and say, look, honey, a pack of cigarettes is costing you $5, $6, $7, $10, whatever it costs. And you're doing that every day, so that's $200 or $300 a month. You got to kick the habit, all right? What else?
Okay, this is Debbie, who says, I watched your DVD, Heaven, and truly enjoyed it. I've always had a question about heaven. The Bible says there's no pain or sorrow in heaven, but do people miss their loved ones who they leave behind?
I think you're so much in the presence of God. There's such ecstasy at his presence as a spiritual being that the old is gone away and all has become new. And you're enveloped in this ecstasy of joy in the presence of the Lord. So I think the idea that you're sad about what happened before, there's no sorrow, no sadness, and I think that's what the Bible means. Well, look, that's all the time we've got for this show. We leave you with today's Power Minute from Psalm 84. The Lord bestows favor and honor. No good thing does he withhold from those whose walk is blameless.